Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Today's resource person, Dr. Meenakshi Gurav, Madam, Assistant Professor, Ruparel College, Matunga. We welcome you, ma'am, on behalf of our organizing committee, Mahatma Knight Degree College, for this ICSSR funded virtual 10 days research methodology workshop. And I also welcome all the participants on this workshop. Today is the 8th day of our workshop. Now I request Dr. Lata Krishnan Madam to formally introduce our resource person.
A very good evening to all present here on day 8 of our research methodology workshop. I have the pleasant privilege of introducing our resource person, Dr. Meenakshi Gurav. Academic excellence, MSc, PhD, professional affiliation, DRL College of Arts, Science and Commerce, Mahim, Mumbai, India. Academic experience, undergraduate, 21 years, postgraduate, 10 years. Research experience, 13 years. Peer-reviewed international publications, 19. Of these 19, I wish to read out her latest 5 international peer-reviewed publications. They're very interesting, and I request ma'am to give us some information about it. This is on her subject, zoology, but we are interested to know her area of research. Studies of mixed legioned lanthanum complexes, synthesis, spectral interpretations, and antibacterial study. Digambar Patil, Sunil Patil, Bhushan Langi, Meenakshi Gurav. Journal of Pharmaceutical Research International. Synthesis, physical and spectral investigations and biological studies of mixed legioned lanthanum complexes. Sunil Sudam Patil, Bhushan Prabhakar Langi, Meenakshi Narendra Gurav, Digambar Kashinath Patil. Annals of Romanian Society for Cell Biology, 2021. Environmental stability of some viruses, a review. Shubham More and Meenakshi Narendra Gurav, International Journal of Multidisciplinary Educational Research. Suggestive POA to conquer the burden of COVID-19. Meenakshi Gurav, Rutuja Shinde, Chinmay Prabhu, Shodh Sanchar Bulletin, July 2020. Green Audit in Academic Institutes, Sunil Patil, Bhushan Langi, and Meenakshi Gurav. International Journal of Multidisciplinary Educational Research, 2019. Articles published in seminar proceedings, 10. I would like to read out the latest 5. Cytotoxic and genotoxic effect of pesticide. Deshmukh Shifa, Roy Manyar, Gurav Meenakshi in the proceedings of International Conference on Ecology, Ethology and Environmental Management, 2019, organized by B.N. Bandorkar College, Thane. Remedial attempt to improve soil for cultivation. Rupali Bangal and Meenakshi Gurav in the proceedings of Multidisciplinary International Conference on Green Earth, a Panoramic View, January 2018. Correlation studies between chlorophyll and physicochemical parameters of river Gadhi, Panvel, Maharashtra. Madhuri Pejawar, Nitin Wasnik, Meenakshi Gurav in the proceedings of International Conference on Recent Trends in Environment, Technology and Economy, February 2017. Abstracts published, 7. Use of fish compost leachate against plant pathogenic fungi. Rupali Begal, Mayur Kale, Rohit Inkar, Shruti Kohli, and Meenakshi Gurav in the International Journal of Life Sciences, special issue A9, January 2018. Rituals and environmental concern in the proceedings of the 13th Triennial National Conference of Indian Women Scientists Association, IWSA, on sustainable development in India, role of science and technology from December 2 to 4, 2016. Efficacy of B. califloris as a bioindicator. Meenakshi Gurav and Madhuri Pejawar in the proceedings of Women's Science Congress held under the Indian Science Congress organized by the University of Mumbai from January 3rd to 7th, 2015. Executive engagements. We are very, very familiar with Meenakshi Gurav, madam. She's at the helm of all the university level organizations. We know her as a go-to person for Avishkar. She's also a person who is very active in the Youth Festival, and madam, member of several university committees that madam heads, and University of Mumbai 2009. Hello. Yes. So convention, University of Mumbai 2009. Avishkar is a very, very prestigious research convention that gives all of us an opportunity, not just as research students, but also as students from different colleges are participating in this particular event. She is the member Advisory Committee West Zone Inter-University Student Research Convention, Anveshan, organized by University of Mumbai on behalf of Association of Indian Universities 2019-20. Member Organizing Committee 14th Maharashtra State Inter-University Avishkar Research Convention, organized by University of Mumbai on behalf of Office of Governor of Maharashtra 2019-20. Member Organizing Committee West Zone Inter-University Student Research Convention, Anveshan, organized by University of Mumbai on behalf of Association of Indian Universities 2019-20. District Coordinator, Avishkar Research Convention, University of Mumbai 2009-10, 10-11, 11-12, 12-13, 16-17 and 17-18. Member Organizing Committee, Avishkar Research Convention, University of Mumbai 9-10, 10-11, 11-12, 12-13, 16-17 and 17-18. Member Organizing Committee, Youth Festival, University of Mumbai 2012-13. She is the President, International Board for Education, Research and Development, Joint Secretary, Global Society for Education, Research and Development. So Madam finds a lot of time to contribute to these very, very important committees, and we see her as a very active person, and we have all learned from her so many times in so many different conventions. She is the editor for the premier publisher G journals, etc. More than 50 talks on several topics related to research. Signature achievements: Indira Gandhi Sadbhavna Award by Citizen Integration Peace Society, New Delhi, in the year 2011-12. Best Teacher Award by Shri Ramshet Thakur Samajik Vikas Mandal Panvel 2010-11. Stree Shakti Sanman by LIC Mumbai 2020-21. Award for Innovations in Teaching and Learning, NEST, Academy of Management Education, Dubai, UAE 2019-20. So we have with us a research scholar, a research person who truly inspires us by the work she does and for her research spirit. We warmly welcome you, ma'am, today, and we look forward to a very productive day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Lata, for this elaborate introduction. I might not deserve what all you spoke, but I will try to give justice with the introduction that you did. So, good evening, all of you. Here we are about to speak about the research methodology in which I'll be particularly dealing with the uh, uh, communication, research communication aspect. As I have been told to, and I'll try to see that I don't bore you more. So be interactive and make this session non-boring. So as Madam said, my research area is zoology, and still what I'm doing with students who are basically from social sciences, that is a question. But I think I have learned a lot from you students only, where I have got opportunity to get connected with the Avishkar Research Convention of State of Maharashtra. And from the students, I went on learning. Few of my research papers, madam, the titles of those papers, madam, read from that. You must have heard, like it was synthesis of some ligand. So that comes a part of a chemistry, but a biological activity of those ligands. So testing those ligands, whether they can work against the microorganisms or not, was my job. So when we come to the list of the authors to be put in the research papers, that time, of course, I'll take an example. I had forgotten. There were some papers, like there was one review also. Of course, I'm not going to speak more on review, but yes, there was one review paper since the last year. We were all locked up and there wasn't anything to work actually. We being from science subject, prefer to do lab work, and even there wasn't any more access to get the data. So we tried to study the different variants of the SARS-CoV in the past many years, almost 20 years. And everywhere, you must have seen my name either in the first place, middle place, last place. So that will also be the part of our discussion later. Some work I have done in composting. That was also there. There was a um, paper on a leachate. I think Madam read that one. So we tried decompose the fishes and whatever that watery component comes out. So how it can be good to grow or to like increase the growth of the plant, as well as to control the insects on the plant. So that was one of the research, and so on and so forth. It went on. So I tried basically to deal with different areas, and my way of selecting the research topic totally depends on the student's interest. When student approach me, whatever field they are from, so when they approach, ask them, what do you like? And according to what they like, I take the topic ahead. So then there was one paper saying suggestive POA. So it was actually the uh, model to suggesting what precautions to be taken during this COVID-19. So those students are from Ratnagiri College, so they are not even from my college, got connected with me through this Avishkar, and they wanted me to guide them. And they said they have got lots of data what they can do. So I said from the previous past experiences you can build up a model to conquer with the this COVID-19. So that was one of the attempts. So that's how I get into the stream with the students and keep communicating whatever knowledge I have got. So we are speaking today about the research communication itself. I'm trying to cover most of the areas, but some areas like they don't need much elaboration when one is explained. So let us see how I can go. Hope we all enjoy this session together. So shall I share my screen?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And audience, my sincere request to you that if you cannot hear me in between, If my network is lagging, just let me know. I think Pawar sir will be there. So Pawar sir, you can call me also so that I can rejoin or I can switch between the network. Anyways, I
Yes,
try to keep the two networks on my like signed in my laptop so that if one fluctuates, the other will take over the job.
yes, ma'am,
So
sure.
that's, yeah. So hope I'm sharing my screen to you. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah. So let us speak about now research writings. Basically, I'm covering whole research communication. And these are some of the things with which I'll be dealing. Uh, Let us speak about what is the data dissemination, what are the different methods of disseminating data, what are the key points of writing, how to prepare for dissemination, what are the components of research articles and data analysis and presentation. When it comes dissemination, what is dissemination? Okay, now dissemination is basically uh, distributing what you know about. Okay, so when you do research, when you have some data, when you analyze your data, you have some conclusion out of it, which of course you would like to know by others. Okay, so dissemination is distributing the information of your research. Why the dissemination? So why should know others what you have studied? Because others can use that information to take your work ahead. And the research which is not taken ahead does not carry any value. Okay, the research which is not taken any note does not carry any value. So your research must be noteworthy. It has to be noted by the others, and that is why it is important to disseminate the data. How to disseminate the data? Yes, there are different means of disseminating data, like conferences are there. Then you can write the research article, you can publish the research article in a journal. Uh, uh, you can write a general article based on your data. You can write a thesis, you can write a dissertation. So these are the different modes of dissemination of the data. And when it has to be disseminated. Of course, after completion of your work or after achievement of any of the objective, your research has to be disseminated. Now, the different modes of publication you can see over here, like disseminating your data, you can see over here, like publication. You can, as I said, you can publish your data in the journal, in the magazine, in the research, in the newspaper, but generally research article is published in the journal. Okay. Mm, sorry, I don't know who is calling me. Just let me see. Hello. Hmm? Okay, sorry, I'm extremely sorry. So we publish the data in different ways, as I said, but these are mostly journals in which research articles are published. Dissertations are there, theses are there, about which I'll be speaking in a while. Um, yeah. uh, Reports are can be written. There could be oral presentation, there could be poster presentation. um, Reports are actually intended or they are demanded by certain agency, or they are written for some people, okay, or some group. Reports, like if I'm doing some work, research work for my college will ask me report, and for them I write my report. or some funding agency is funding me. So for the funding agency, I'll write the report. So in next slide, I'll just speak about it. So research, there are different forms of writing research journal. There is research article, review article, reports, book, monogram, etc., etc. And research articles are published in research journal. Just I said ki journals usually publish the research articles. So these are nothing but the periodicals that contains the articles written by experts in a particular field of study, report the study of research in that field. The articles are intended to read by others, other experts or student of the field, and they're typically much more sophisticated and advanced than the articles found in general magazine. So research article is to be published in the research journals, which are intended for the research group itself. And there are many peer-reviewed journals. Like peer-reviewed journals means what? They're also called as scholarly journals or referred journals. So these are the journals in which the article written they are reviewed by several other experts before they are published. And of course, it is good sign that your article is already reviewed by the experts before publication. So the data, the information in the article is authenticated before it is published. So peer-reviewed journal is most important. A report I have written, review article. Actually, let me speak a little bit about the review article. These review articles are the articles written on previously published work. It is a review. So, but it is not just copy paste or making notes from what is written earlier. Okay, as usually the student do. So in this review article, based on the past research, the researcher has to make his own opinion and publish it. So that is called a review article. Review article is actually ideally be written by the expert, the one who is more critical in the reading, those who is most learned in the particular field. I think he should write the review articles and not any one or the one who are beginners, because they are not that learned to make comment on the previously published scholarly work. Okay. Reports are short, sharp, concise document written for a particular purpose. As I said, my college has asked me to submit the report, or my funding agency, some agency has funded me, or some society has asked me to do some work. I did that work and I have to submit them work saying that what I have done in this work, where I'm not supposed to give them some justifications or discussions or etc. etc. And these reports generally sets out and analyze the situation or a problem, often making the recommendations for future actions. It is a factual paper, just facts I'm giving based on fact. If I'm supposed to, then I'll give some recommendation also that the conditions are this way and this recommendations I'm suggesting can be considered. So that is the report. Book or monogram. Actually, when I say book, it comes a collection of several articles based on particular theme, or it could be a single topic on which information is written by single author. Generally, book also has information given by single author. Ideally, it is so. So not falling much detail into, I just proceed to tell you the difference between the dissertation and thesis. Of course, both these terms, dissertation and thesis, they are most often used interchangeably, or according to Britishers and Americans, the definitions are different. What Britishers think, exactly opposite to that, the Americans says in case of dissertation and thesis. So, not going to be much confused with, but still, according to Britishers, because they ruled us for so many years and we follow the grammar, the terminology is set by them. I tell them what it is, tell about what the dissertation and thesis is. So this dissertation is longer than essay. When you write an article, so it is very precise, concise one. Dissertation is elaborate write-up about it. Okay, but it is smaller than the thesis. Okay, this is I'm saying according to what Britishers or what Indian terminologies follow. Okay, thesis is still longer than your essay and dissertation. So thesis is a large book. Okay, dissertation is a piece of write-up that shows new evidence gathered by writer to get a conclusion on a particular subject. Some new evidences are added up by the researcher. The thesis also adds new and advanced information on a particular topic, but the dissertation has fewer details than that of the thesis. Dissertation has fewer details than that of the thesis. If you want me to go bilingual, that is also welcome. You tell me whenever and whenever needed. I am trying to speak more clearly, as much clearly as I can. Now, the conclusion in the dissertation is drawn after doing a pool of research on specific topic. Of course, in the thesis also, there is a comprehensive research done before conclusion. Dissertations are given at some doctorate or scholarly level, and theses are also given at doctorate and scholarly level. But again, let me distinguish that as we follow the terminology, the dissertations are generally for your postgraduate level, MPhil level, and what you do at PhD or DLit, that is the thesis. So thesis is elder brother of dissertation. Okay, sab karna padega. You have to go do hold the research, conclusion, the methodology, everything will be the same. Lekin the dissertation is a younger sibling of the thesis. Going ahead. Yes. The other way of dissemination is a presentation, where the researcher presents the work. The work can be presented in two forms. It could be podium presentation, as you see in the first picture, or it could be the poster presentation, as you see in the second picture. So in podium presentation, you stand in front of the, behind the podium, and there is a presentation behind, and you present. Okay. Whereas in poster presentation, a poster is made, and that too, it has a certain outline. It has a certain format. So in that format, you present your whole data, and it is then presented to the audience in the conferences or in the research meets. Then going ahead. Now, yes, when you disseminate your data, keep these 7 C's in your mind. The 7 C's must be kept in your mind whenever you are making any research, any kind of research presentation. Let it be thesis or let it be a small research article. 7 C's have to be kept in mind, which includes clear. Whatever you write, should not be ambiguous. It has to be very, very clear. Correct. The correct information has to be given. Complete. You cannot or do not withhold any information. Give all information, whatever you have gathered, according to the intention of your goals and objective. Okay, whatever goal and objective you have set up in that research article, for that, all required information should be given, but it has to be given in concise way. Okay, clear, correct, complete, concise, comfortable. Comfortable in accordance with the conditions as put up by university journals, because uh, for whom you are writing, according to them, certain guidelines are given related to the style of the referencing, citation style, unis, abbreviation, literature, citation, design, how to put your tables, how to put your diagrams. So those instructions are also important when you disseminate your data, and according to those instructions, your write-up should be comfortable. It has to be consistent. Consistency means follow the same kind of thing throughout. Like if you have chosen one font, keep it consistent. If you're making the presentation, now I have made the presentation, you will find that throughout I'm consistent in my font and the headings. Okay, everywhere you will find my heading titles in the same format itself. You will not see that they are in the different formats. So you be consistent in the style that you have selected. Okay, and use a common sense while writing. Okay, not repeating the sentences, that is a common sense. Once the information is given, you need not give it again. Okay, so common sense is very much essential, and these are the 7 C's to be kept in mind while disseminating your data. Going ahead. Okay. What are the components of research article? Title, authors and their credentials, abstract, keywords, introduction, research methodology, results and discussion, conclusion, acknowledgement, and references. Now, these are the components of the research article, very often followed in the same way in your reports, in the dissertation, in the thesis, even in your PowerPoint presentation and the poster presentation. Okay, so though I have written here components of research article, these are the components of all the dissemination modes except the review article. Now, coming to the first part, title. Title has to be how the title should be. So title should be short, precise, but concise, yes, and catchy. I don't know what had happened to my animation. It's just running very fast, but it's okay. So the title should be short, precise, but complete and catchy. Here I'm going to answer that how you can go to. Okay, so in the first way I said that it has to be very the title should be short, precise, complete, catchy. Short I said, but still it should predict the content of the research paper completely. It should be interesting to the reader, catchy I said. So it should be interesting to the reader. It should reflect the tone of writing. Okay, how you are writing, like tone of writing. Is it a questionnaire? it is a question mark, or you are what I'm going to discuss in detail further. And it should be with important keywords. Okay. What is the title? Why it is so important? First of all, your title is summary of main concept of a study. Title. Everyone has some name, and that name indicates something or the other. It need not mean more like my name. My name has some meaning. There are some names which doesn't have meaning, but yes, then that reflects the love of the parents, okay, to the child. So every name has some meaning, and title of the research paper is a summary of the main concept of a study. It should have just enough details to arouse the curiosity. What should be in the title? Enough details. Yes, just enough details. It is very, very important that it should have just enough details to arouse curiosity. So details has to be there, but then it shouldn't be a paragraph detail. In very important keywords, your title should be there so that it sounds catchy to the others. So there are many times we get attracted to the person by the name itself. No? So it is same way. Why the title is so much important? See, whatever your work is done, as we have said earlier, that it must be noted by the others, otherwise your research is no more important. And so as to cite your research correctly, find your research correctly by the search engines, the important keywords in your title are necessary. So the correct keywords increase the visibility of your search engine by the reader. So if whatever reader is intended for, he will be using those keywords. Okay. So search engines generally shortlist the articles having the exact keyword, or and it shortlists the articles which are close to those keywords. So if we have exact information in the title, and there is any other researcher doing work on the same line, so he put those keywords, immediately your work will be seen to him and he'll be citing your work, which shows the importance of your research. And as I said, why it is important? Because it increases the scope of citation, which is very, very important. Some others must cite your research. Okay. Yes. Now title. What are the different types of title? Descriptive, declarative, interrogative are the three types of the title. Now this descriptive title has the essential element of the research theme, that is the patient, subject, design, intervention, comparison, control, outcome. Everything is there, but it does not reveal the main result or conclusion. But it is descriptive, giving all the information to what actually your research is there. Okay, like retrospective study of the diabetic patients in diabetic patients having the comorbidities, so and so, like lengthy descriptive sort of things. No? So this I spoke about some science title. I'll be having some examples ahead. So here the description, lots of description is there. And this descriptive titles allows reader to interpret the findings of the research paper in an impartial manner and with an open mind. When they read, when the reader comes to know what could be the conclusion. But these are actually the titles giving whole information, keywords, etc., etc. There are some declarative titles also, which declare even results. Means they are not much descriptive, but they declare the main finding in the title itself, and the curiosity of the reader is lost there. It's nothing further else. Like there they itself, from the title itself, they understand that there isn't anything read into it. What they have written is all known. Okay, so they're declarative, but actually they may be misleading. There may be much better information inside, but since something was declared, actually everything cannot be declared in the result, no, in the title, but the author has declared only one part, biased. The author was biased. Okay, simple example I give of the declarative title, that smoking is injurious to health. Of course, it is injurious to health, but of course, in a correct way, smoking so many of cigarettes per day for this many duration causes the cancer. But then when it is declared already cigarette, of course, then when it is cigarette smoking, one may feel interesting to read further, but it is very general statement, and or the result, if I'm not interested to know about the relation, like I'll say what's new. It's everybody knows cigarette smoking, but when all details, as I said, how long the duration of the smoking should be, or how many cigarettes per day should be, and then it will cause cancer in how many patients. All that information I have given inside. But what my title was, cigarette is injurious to health. So what the reader will think, what's new here? No, nothing. And so my article may go unread. Now, the last one is the interrogative. Here, these are the one which has query or the research question in the title. So there are many people who in the title itself, they ask question. Bread, sorry, what it is called, that is terminologies in the tourism, bed and bread, I think, system, good or bad, question mark. Bed and breakfast, not bread and bed and bread, bed and breakfast. Now this is generally this kind of thing you find in the places where there is lots of tourism. So people over there, they give you place to live. Okay, instead of, like, if I'm tourist and I don't want to spend more money, so where I need just a washroom, a bed to sleep, and a breakfast in the morning. Okay, so there this bed and breakfast systems are there. Why? What is my title? Bed and breakfast, good or bad? And I have put question mark. So it is the interrogative. But then these are raising the query, curiosity in the minds of the readers. But sometimes again refrain the readers from reading further. Okay, sometimes they are good, sometimes they are not. So you have to first find out which kind of title will be suitable for your article. I won't say that you go for any one of this. Rather, I'll say that make a right choice for the topic, for the title of the topic that you have selected. Everyone has its own drawbacks also. Okay. Okay. So some tips on the title. I might be going slow, but yeah, please be with me. Should include, the title should include topic, method, sample, result. No verbose jargons. Do not make it too much wordy. try to keep it short, 5 to 12 words, not more than that. There are many research articles you will find that where the title itself is of 20, 25 words. It's a sentence or title that is a question itself. Use some critical words to increase the visibility. Avoid special characters like hash, star, asterisk, or many symbols are there. So don't use such special character. Even when you are writing and, write the spelling and in the title, A-N-D in the title. You will never find the symbolic and in the title if the title is reviewed by good reviewers, good experts. Okay, so don't use special characters, no abbreviation in the title unless it is very, very common. Okay, no abbreviations in the title, because again, if that abbreviation is not known, it might not be easily cited or easily found by the others, or it might not explain the reader what the paper is about. If the abstract is not available, many times only titles are seen, and if the abstract is not available, the reader will not make any effort to get the title and the full article also. Do not start with generic terms. Again, this is very common that while writing the title of the research article, research paper, research, whatever it is, so we say study of so and so, analysis of so and so. So don't use such generic terms to make your title, to frame your title. When you complete your title, the checklist I have given, see to that whether your title is simple and direct. Should not be much confusing, verbose. I said no. Unnecessary words, do not use those unnecessary terms. Keep it simple, interesting, informative. It has to be interesting and informative. It should give the information of what your paper contains. Very specific, accurate, functional with suitable keywords so as to easy indexing, or so as to have easy citation. Concise, precise, including main theme of the paper, and not be misleading or misrepresentative. Okay, should not be too longer, not too short. Okay, some example of too short, I can give you. Okay, in the like course of talking, if I remember, I'll tell you. Should avoid whimsical, amusing words. The language should be sober. Non-standard abbreviations, non-technical terms should not be used. Should be spiced. Spiced means should include setting, population, intervention, condition, endpoint, and design. Okay. So spiced, actually the term indicates that whatever each of the term I have elaborated, it indicates that yes, your title should have all the information, where the study is carried out, whom you have considered as your subject, what is the population targeted, what intervention method you have considered, what are the conditions under which you have conducted the study, or like what kind of sampling method. So still it should not be much elaborate, but it must be thought about. Place of the study, if required, should be mentioned. Important terms, keywords, descriptive titles are preferred to declarative and interrogative. So 3 types of titles I said, no. So prefer descriptive, but still be precise, and word count is important. Here I have given some example where while framing the title, that checklist is there, but beyond that, I say you remember, ask these questions: what, study method, whom did I study, and what is the result? Okay, ask simple question: what, how, whom, and why. Okay. So what it was the prevalence of cervical cancer in females. What is my studies about? It is about the prevalence of cervical cancer. What is the study method? Retrospective. So if you do not know this term, let me tell you, retrospective means already I have a group of females having cervical cancer, and then I go back and I study their history, what had happened with them in the past. So that is a retrospective. Whom I study? So females in the 4 states of US aged 50 years and above who had taken some drug during their pregnancy. So I have studied those females and those I have studied, like here I have explained to whom I studied and what is my result. So there is a positive correlation between this third point and the cases of the cervical cancer. And so what I do next in the next slide, you can see that I'm picking up some of the key words. Okay, prevalence of cervical cancer, retrospective, female in this age group having this drug, and there's a positive correlation. So after asking this 4th question, I pick up some of the words. So these terms I have written over here. Tushar sir, you can tell me if I need to go still faster. So those keywords I have picked up and I have written over here. So here my sentence become like this. I rearrange them and my sentence become retrospective study of prevalence of cervical cancer in females in 4 states of US aged 50 years and above who have drug X during their pregnancy showed positive correlation. I have arranged those terms. Now what I'll do, it has become much verbose, no? Many verbs are there. So I'll be removing the unnecessary terms and then I frame my title as prevalence of cervical cancer in females who had drug X during their pregnancy. I don't think that there is a need of extra words, okay, extra conditions, or my other title could be consumption of drug X during pregnancy and its relation to cervical cancer at menopausal age, because 50 years and above is the menopausal age. So that is what I have framed.
Hello, madam. No need to go fast. It's good.
Okay, it's okay, no? Yeah, fine. Yes. So I just go back and I give you a Google form link. So as to give a little work, just have a 5 minutes break. In this link, there is actually a paragraph given on which you have to give the you have to suggest me a title. Okay, many things I have told you now, so you can just let me in the show, and I give this in the title in the chat box. Okay, I have given this Google form in the chat box. You go read I have just given a paragraph. Read the paragraph and suggest suitable title for the same. It is 2 minutes to 3. We shall meet at 3:05. 4:05. 5 past 4. So meantime, I will also be going back to see what you are writing as a title. Few of the examples we'll take further to discuss.
Hello, Meenakshi madam. मीनाक्षी मॅडम.
Yes, yes, sir.
हा, तुम्ही स्क्रीन शेअर केली आहे का?
Nahi.
नाही. ऍक्च्युली मी डिस्कनेक्ट झालेलो, मग काहीतरी अनस्टेबल इंटरनेट प्रॉब्लेम.
Okay.
कॅरी ऑन मॅम.
Yeah. My screen sharing is paused because I had minimized it. Minimize the window. I just want to see the responses. Let us wait for 1 more minute to get 1 more response. I understand that it is not that easy to think of a title immediately, but yeah, of course they are making efforts. I'm happy to see. Okay. If someone else is trying, it's good. Okay, 4 titles I have received, 4 responses, and I read those. COVID-19, a crawling menace, a study on measures it has to be taken by government to control the spread of COVID-19 in Mumbai, a study to find solution to fully vaccinate the people in Mumbai city, the study of impact of COVID-19 in Mumbai and possible solutions and implementations, crisis of COVID-19 in Mumbai city. Yes, good attempt. The titles are, of course, information you read very quickly and you have given titles. Whether they are suitable to this abstract or not, that is different thing. But I would still suggest what it has not to be or why it has not to be in this way. First of all those titles with generic words, a study on, a study on, a study of, avoid it. It doesn't look that good. They do not look that formal. I appreciate the title like a COVID-19 colon, a crawling menace, crisis of COVID-19 in Mumbai city, response to pandemic responses to curtail it, possible responses to curtail it. Yeah. So in these 3 titles, they are avoided making it more wordy. Okay. Though the first title, COVID-19, a crawling menace, it is still a very, what I can say, suspense holder, not that descriptive. So not giving complete information. Crisis of COVID-19 Mumbai city. Actually, it's the one who has suggested it might have not read the abstract properly. So the information, the intention of this target is wrong. But of course, if the intention had been in that way, this would have been accepted. The last one is exactly what it is intended for, which is response to pandemic, possible responses to curtail it. Of course, response, the term is repeated, it would have been replaced by something else. Fine. Now, let us go with the presentation again. And hope you now can see my presentation screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Okay. Now author's name. Actually, no, these are very beginning things, but I always feel that someone should teach this thing to the budding researchers. It is because I find most of the mistakes there itself. And so, though it is not much speaking about the research and lots of part of communication, of course, my part, the part what I chosen is the communication itself. So speaking more about it. So, yeah, author's name. Use the name as you have it in official record. No fancy name. Research के लिए मुझे ये नाम चाहिए. जैसे in Hindi movies we find that the original name is something else, and to get famous in the movie, some other name is adopted. No, no, not for the research. I take the name which is on the official record, because you use these credits. Use this like credits for your appraisal and so. Okay. Do not write salutation. I underline it several times. Whenever you are publishing any of the thing, whether it is a report, it is a monogram, it is a research article, whatever it is, never use any salutation in front of your name, before your name. Like many people have a habit of writing Mr., Miss, Mrs., Doctor. No salutation. Even though you are doctor, don't write salutation. Even you will not find the salutation in my friend's first slide. Okay, I'll show my first slide again. So I have not written the salutation over there. It's not to write your own salutation. It is others to give you salutation. Okay, and refer to the guidelines given by the publisher regarding the author's name. So of course, to whom you are writing, whether you are writing for dissertation, thesis,